What do you do when you feel that you can't handle the news anymore? You look at the news channels, you go from one channel to the other, trying to find some sanity, and there's no sanity to find there. So you open some social media sites that you believe in, that usually they used to give you some solace, and you just go through the titles, and again, none of them is making you feel sane. So you shut off all your media screens and you take a book and you're trying to find a book which will shed some light in your heart, which will bring some ancient wisdom or wisdom of the generation, and still doesn't help. So then you open social media again and you start reading some selected articles of people that you really appreciate, people who you value, highly value, but something is missing, and you turn off all the devices and sit by yourself and thinking, what the hell is going on here? I'm guessing that most of you have days like this, maybe all of you. Or maybe you never stop to think and feel this kind of thing because it's maybe easy. I'm not sure because I haven't been successful in doing it for a long while. But maybe it's easy to go quickly so you don't have to feel, you don't have to realize the things or some of them that I mentioned before. It's a question almost without an answer. But asking this question, I have a feeling that the answer lies somewhere, where? This is the question. Usually it lies in the trying not to quicken things, not to push things, not to try to fix, even though it's quite excruciating not to try to fix because so many things feel broken, so many things feel shattered, so many things feel a very different reality and modality of the ones we used to have before. So then a book falls into my hand. It's not, doesn't really fall, but I select it. And I read a sentence or two and I feel warmth filling my body and spreading in my body. And I know, yes, that's it. That's it. And then I'm hopeful again. And then I know that I have to do nothing. Actually, what I need to do is to not do. The doing now, the doing which might yield to a better feeling, lies more in the not doing. Not looking at social media, or less looking. Everything which I say no will have less as well. Not listening to people who I know will say things which I don't agree. Sometimes you might find yourself in a place that wants to hear different views, wonderful. But if you're not strong enough in a particular day or moment to tackle this contradiction, then don't. We are responsible for our well being. In the history of myself, which is getting longer, the history, I used to have set of questions that came every now and then in order to help me stay on the path or on a path. Like a while ago, it used to be, is this coming or expressing act of love, act of self-love. And I told myself, if the answer is yes, then I'll go for it. If the answer is no, then I won't go for it. And if the answer is, maybe I'm not sure, I will contemplate. So at this particular list, I used to judge, or to evaluate is a better word, by things which are acts of love towards myself, acts of self-love. And I'm talking about love. I'm not talking about pleasure, even though I'm not against pleasure, but like having a chocolate, maybe having a bite of chocolate can be act of love, but having the whole bar, no, it's not an act of love. For the long run, it's not an act of love. So you understand the difference, you understand my point. In the last couple of days, I came up with a different one, and it changes the set of questions. They are just like highlights or points, bullet points that help me find my way back to myself. So this was a short list of 2 questions. One of them is this, and when I say this, I mean something which I was just about to do, or invitation which I got, and I'm contemplating, shall I say yes or no, or a suggestion or offer or whatever. So the first question is this, it's very raw and fresh, so I forgot just a minute. Let me try to remember it. Is this thing good for me? Is it going to make me feel well? And question number 2 is, if I take this thing, does it going to make other people or another person feel well? So am I serving myself? It's another way of putting it. Question number 1 is this serving me in the big picture, of course, in the big scheme of things, not right now. Is this serving me? And the second question, is this serving the other? And I went with this short list of questions through a few things which are on my plate, on my desk, both. And when I asked these 2 questions, it really made me create a healthy filter of the things which I'm going to say yes to and the things which I'm going to say no to. Food for thought.